On a sunny morning in May of 2013, the bustling platform of Bandra terminus in Mumbai was filled with travelers, each carrying their own stories, hopes, and dreams. Among them was a young woman named Preeti Rathi, a bright and ambitious 23-year-old who was about to embark on a new chapter in her life as a nurse for the Indian Navy. Little did she know that this journey would end in tragedy, thrusting her into the national spotlight and sparking widespread outrage against acid attacks in India. As Preeti stepped off the train, fatigue weighed heavily on her after a long journey from Delhi. Excited yet nervous, she felt a tap on her shoulder. In that instant, a horrifying act of violence unfolded, leaving her and her family in a fight for justice that would capture the hearts of millions. This is the tragic story of Preeti Rathi, the young woman who became a symbol of resilience in the face of unimaginable cruelty. Welcome back to Crime Pod. I'm your host Safa. Before we dive into today's case, I would like to ask you to subscribe and share this video with your friends and family. Also share your thoughts in the comments. Now let's dive into the video. Preeti Rathi hailed from Narela, a bustling suburb in Delhi. She was known for her determination and unwavering spirit, a young woman who dreamed of making a difference in the world through her work as a nurse. After diligently preparing for the selection exams, Preeti was thrilled to receive an offer to join the Indian Navy as a second lieutenant. It was a proud moment for her family, especially for her father, Amar Singh Rathi, who had instilled in her the values of hard work and perseverance. With her family by her side, her father Amar, uncle Vinod Kumar and his wife Sunita, Preeti set out on what was supposed to be an exciting adventure. On May 1, 2013, they boarded a train at Delhi's Nizamuddin station, their hearts brimming with pride and anticipation. It was Preeti's first time leaving Delhi, and the family was eager to support her as she began her journey in Mumbai. However, the excitement was soon overshadowed by an unseen danger. Little did they know that lurking in the shadows was Ankur Panwar, a 25-year-old neighbor from Delhi who had developed an obsession with Preeti. Despite his unreciprocated feelings, jealousy consumed him as he watched Preeti achieve her dreams. His mind spiraled into darkness, fueled by a misguided sense of love that would ultimately lead to horrific consequences. On the morning of May 2nd, as Preeti arrived at Bandra terminus, exhaustion clung to her. The chaotic environment buzzed with the sound of train whistles and passengers calling out to one another. Preeti lagged behind her family, struggling to keep up as they navigated through the crowd. As she walked slowly, trying to catch her breath, someone unexpectedly tapped her shoulder. In a split second, Ankur Panwar struck. He flung a bottle filled with sulfuric acid onto Preeti's face, a calculated attack born from his jealousy and obsession. The searing pain that followed was unbearable. Preeti's scream echoed in the bustling station as her family rushed to her side, desperate to help. In their attempts to assist her, they too suffered burns from the acid that dripped from her clothes. Chaos ensued as bystanders watched in horror. Preeti was immediately taken to the station master's office with the frantic efforts to save her began. From there, she was rushed to Baba Hospital, but due to the severity of her injuries, she was transferred to Guru Nanak Hospital. Yet even that facility proved inadequate for her critical condition. Ultimately, Preeti was moved to Masina Hospital, but the damage had already been done. During there, Preeti, who had lost the ability to talk, wrote a note and named 3 men who could be her attacker. Those were Pawan Ghalan, Ankur Panwar and Satyam Varghese. News of the acid attack spread rapidly, igniting outrage across India. Protesters rallied for justice, demanding accountability for Preeti and other victims of acid violence. Her family faced an uphill battle as they fought not only for her life but also for justice against the monstrous act that had shattered their world. As Preeti's health deteriorated, she was transferred to Bombay Hospital in a desperate attempt to save her life. The acid caused severe burns on Preeti's face, neck, and arms, and deep internal injuries in her throat as she accidentally ingested the acid. Despite extensive medical care, her condition deteriorated. She lost her vision, suffered lung collapse, kidney failure, and eventually succumbed to multiple organ failure and cardiorespiratory arrest on June 1, 2013. After this, people became more and more angered, and her family, instead of proceeding with a funeral, started to protest with her body. Police were under immense pressure to solve the case. The public demanded answers, and the media spotlight intensified. Initially, the investigation fell to the government railway police, who struggled to identify the attacker. Their lack of leads made it clear that they needed to enlist the help of the crime branch. Amidst the chaos, a rough sketch of the suspect was drawn based on witness accounts. One of the people named in Preeti's note, Pawan Khalan, was arrested, but due to lack of evidence, he was let go. The reason behind his arrest wasn't just that he was named by Preeti, but that after the attack, he called Tannu, Preeti's sister, and inquired about Preeti. Tannu told her father, Amar Singh Rothi, about this, and as his name was in Preeti's note, police deduced that he was the criminal and was trying to find what happened after he fled the scene. He was relieved of suspicion after it was found that he was in Rohtak on the day Preeti was attacked. He spent 3 months in jail, and the fallout of this resulted in him falling into depression and losing future job and relationship prospects. He became a victim of the circumstances and in a way was punished for doing the right thing, which was to inquire about the well-being of an acquaintance. As the investigation moved forward, police discovered about Ankur Pawar, one of the men named in a note by Preeti. They learned that he had been stalking Preeti for some time, harboring a toxic jealousy that ultimately culminated in violence. It was revealed that he had attempted to attack her on the train during her journey to Mumbai, but had backed off, intimidated by the crowd and her protective family. Finally, after relentless work by the police and the crime branch, Ankur Pawar was arrested a year later in January of 2014. His capture marked a turning point in the investigation, providing hope to Preeti's family and supporters. The trial commenced amid significant public interest, with many attending the proceedings to witness justice being served. Ankur Pawar faced serious charges under Section 302 murder and 326B, voluntarily causing grievous hurt by use of acid. The prosecution painted a chilling picture of Ankur as a stalker who had allowed his jealousy to spiral into a calculated act of violence. During the trial, 37 witnesses were examined, including Salim Sheikh, Samir Sheikh, and Salman, who had seen Ankur flee the scene. And another witness, Pankaj Malve, an agent from Bandra terminus who saw Ankur stepping out of the train, also testified. Eyewitnesses described the horrifying moment when they witnessed Preeti being attacked, and their testimony became crucial in building the case against him. The prosecution argued that Ankur's actions were premeditated and showed a complete disregard for human life. They highlighted the horrific nature of the attack, emphasizing that it was worse than a rape, a sentiment echoed by the trial court during sentencing. On September 7, 2016, Ankur Pawar was convicted of murder and other offences, making headlines as the first capital punishment awarded in an acid attack case in India. The special court ruled that his crime fell under the rarest of the rare category, justifying the death penalty. The judge's words resonated deeply, acknowledging the gravity of Ankur's actions and their impact on Preeti's life and her family. However, the conviction was not without its controversies. Ankur's defense team argued that the prosecution relied on unreliable eyewitness testimony and lacked concrete forensic evidence, including fingerprints from the acid bottle. They claimed that some statements were tailor-made to suit the prosecution's narrative. Despite their efforts, the trial court remained unmoved by these claims. A month later, on September 8, 2016, the Session Court sentenced Ankur to death, signaling a watershed moment in India's legal landscape regarding acid attacks. But the journey was far from over. Ankur's family claimed his innocence and planned to appeal the verdict in a higher court. What's even more disturbing is that Ankur showed no remorse for his actions and was smiling as his sentence was announced. This resulted in him being involved in a scuffle with Preeti's family, during which he punched Preeti's brother as police dragged him out of the court. In 2019, the Bombay High Court upheld Ankur Panwar's conviction but commuted his death sentence to life imprisonment. The court maintained that he was guilty of murder and had caused grievous harm through his heinous acts. The tragic case of Preeti Rathi is a heartbreaking reminder of the devastating impact of acid violence in India. Despite the legal victory, Preeti's story remains a painful testament to the struggles faced by countless victims of such attacks. Her family, advocates, and supporters continue to call for stronger protections for women and more stringent regulations on the sale of acid. In the wake of Preeti's death, India's Supreme Court ordered federal and state governments to regulate the sale of acid, mandating that it could only be sold to individuals presenting valid identification. Yet, critics argue that acid remains widely accessible, and the statistics regarding acid attacks suggest that the problem is far from resolved. Preeti's courage and resilience in the face of such brutality has turned her into a symbol of hope for many. The protest that erupted in the aftermath of her attack laid the groundwork for greater awareness and advocacy for victims of acid violence. Though her life was tragically cut short, her story continues to resonate, reminding us of the urgent need for justice and reform. As we reflect on the heartbreaking journey of Preeti Rathi, we must honor her memory by advocating for change and supporting those who suffer in silence. The fight against acid violence is ongoing, and we must stand together to ensure that no one else endures the pain and suffering that Preeti faced. It is a call to action, a plea for justice for all victims, a demand for accountability, and a commitment to a future where such acts of violence are eradicated. If you want to know more about Preeti Rathi's case, do check out the Crime Patrol episodes 347 and 348. That's all about today's video. I hope you liked the case study with me, and if you do, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until then, stay safe, stay curious.